$100 million of donated material separate and apart from the 167.3 million procured materials that were utilized under this phase, correct?
Approximately, yes, Chairman.
In terms of the 400 million donated materials, where were these materials stored? Were they stored at the very same location of the Jamaica Defense Force?
Through you, Chairman, yes, they were, and then dispatched to the relevant build-out sites as required.
So, having regard to the fact that you have $400 million of donated materials, and of course you have 167 million of procured materials, I'm looking at the report, and it appears as if there was some, I would say, commingling of sorts of the materials, because based on the report, there was nothing just to clarify that there was actually $400 million of donated material separate and apart from the 167.3 million procured materials that were utilized under this phase, correct?
Approximately, yes, Chairman.
In terms of the 400 million donated materials, where were these materials stored? Were they stored at the very same location of the Jamaica Defense Force?
Through you, Chairman, yes, they were, and then dispatched to the relevant build-out sites as required.
So, having regard to the fact that you have $400 million of donated materials, and of course you have 167 million of procured materials, I'm looking at the report, and it appears as if there was some, I would say, commingling of sorts of the materials, because based on the report, there was nothing
to have a hold of 30% of your funds for 45 days. In this environment, I can't see any justification for that whatsoever.
No, Chair.
Yes,
Chair,
Member Miller.
Chair, I want also to, on your same point of the 45 days transfer period, if I'm looking at these dates, it went further of an 83 additional days. So there was a 45 days for time frame to retain that 30%, but also it went further than that, an additional 83 additional days. What is the explanation for ODPEM's failure to enforce that agreed 45 days? Because the institution would be holding that 30%, while there are persons out there that ODPEM could help, and they're holding onto that money for an additional 85 days.
The explanation redounds to what would have been an administrative oversight in the matter, and the necessary steps have been put in place to ensure that we're accurately tracking the funds to the extent that we know. Changes have been made in the department to cause for us to have significantly more oversight in these particular matters.
Let me ask, just on that, what is the verification process on your part to determine that 50 donations of $100 were made through the provider? Are you in a position to independently verify that from whatever the provider indicates to you?
Yes, Chair, we are able to independently verify the relevant amounts that should be coming to us.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show for yet another Monday evening. More court case against Prime Minister Andrew Holness. More court case. As was promised by the lawyers for Paul Buchanan, they have filed a constitutional case in the Supreme Court, asking the court to make the seat of Prime Minister Andrew Holness null and void that election victory. Well, so much to see. So much to see. Welcome to all listeners, all viewers, all subscribers, all Portland Spice ambassadors. Good evening and welcome to the show this evening. Wherever you are around the world, welcome to Portland Spice TV. Remember, we want to be what you want to see. Portland Spice TV, where we speak truth to power. We never claim balance. We claim truth and only truth. And there is a thought this evening. Whatever they are dark will come to light. Cooper's Pen Trelawney, good evening to you. This evening, we expect to be joined by caretaker for Northern Trelawney, Mr. Dennis Meadows should be joining us this evening. Yeah, man. He's the chairman of the constituency. And in my view, I dub him the caretaker. Yes. I dub him the caretaker. Hey, boy. Also filing in the court, a motion dealing with the men who were arrested. Why somebody early out of the block? The men who were arrested down there in Cooper's Pen. Hold on, caller. What is? Cannot send message using. Oh Lord. What you doing now? Let me just. Hey. Let me just get some things to you this evening. Because the news cycle is big. I want to make you hear what came in the news this evening. Let's go to the headlines first, and then we give some details. Let's go to RGR 94 FM. Some people is saying that RGR is no longer the leading news outfit in Jamaica, and that another place is. Well, I still have RGR as the most credible news outfit in Jamaica. So let's go to their headlines.
Monday, August 17, 2026. People's National Party candidate files constitutional motion asking the Supreme Court to void the seat of Prime Minister Andrew Holness and to order fresh election for the West Central St. Andrew constituency. Lawyers representing residents of Cooper's Pen Trelawney filed lawsuit accusing the state of breaching their constitutional rights. Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division says it is seeing some new and emerging trends in narco-trafficking. Justice Minister says for courts to be built through the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA. In business news, Brian Langren appointed new Bank of Jamaica governor. The discussion segment of Beyond the Headlines with Dion Jackson-Miller comes up after this newscast.
Who is Brian Langren? Well, Raleigh going to have to tell you about this man here. This evening, just on the tip they have named a governor for the Bank of Jamaica. Well, those are the headlines. Let's go into a little bit of the detail.
Lawyers representing People's National Party candidate Paul Buchanan have filed a constitutional motion before the Supreme Court challenging the election victory of Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness in the West Central St. Andrew constituency. In the motion, Mr. Buchanan is asking the court to void the September 3 election result and to instruct the Director of Elections to hold elections for the seat. More in this report from Prince Moore.
The latest challenge by Mr. Buchanan comes just weeks after the appeal court rejected his application to overturn the election result. But in the constitutional motion filed on Friday, Mr. Buchanan and his legal team are asking the court to declare that the conduct of the election to fill the parliamentary seat was done in violation of his rights to a free and fair election as guaranteed under the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom. In his claim, he argues that the Director of Elections, who is the first defendant, violated his constitutional rights when he certified Dr. Holness to be the winner of the seat. He accused the Director of Elections of certifying the result despite what he described as egregious breaches of the Representation of the People's Act. In light of the alleged breaches, Mr. Buchanan is asking the court to declare the election void and order fresh election to fill the West Central St. Andrew seat. In the appeal, Mr. Buchanan alleged that irregularities and voter fraud influenced the result in the constituency on election day. But in its ruling, the appeal court said the timeline for him to present his challenge before the election court had expired. Therefore, the appeal was dismissed. Mr. Buchanan's first challenge to the legitimacy of the election results was rejected in a ruling on September 30, 2025 by the Supreme Court. Then, the constituted authority determined that his claims of irregularities on election day were insufficient to justify overturning the result. Dr. Holness won the seat by 7,054 votes to Mr. Buchanan's 4,953. His victory and margin prompted public debate because Dr. Holness had been trailing by nearly 100 votes after 87 of the 105 ballot boxes were counted. According to the Director of Elections, the remaining 18 boxes which shifted the outcome came from polling stations at Seaward Gardens Primary and Infant School. Mr. Wildman has promised that Mr. Buchanan's challenge will go as far as the UK-based Privy Council. Prince Moore, Radio Jamaica News.
Lawyers representing residents of Cooper's Pen, Trelawney, have filed a lawsuit before the Supreme Court accusing the state of breaching their constitutional rights during the controversial demolition exercise last Tuesday. The lawsuit was filed today by Attorney-at-Law Donovan Collins. In the suit, Mr. Collins is accusing the state of violating the constitutional rights when a large contingent of police and military personnel bust into the community and arrested more than 24 men ahead of the demolition exercise. Mr. Collins is asking the court to declare that the men were taken from their homes and illegally detained in violation of their constitutional rights. Mr. Collins is seeking damages for breaches of their constitutional rights, damages for false imprisonment, and damages for assault, among other damages. Human rights group Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, has also accused the police of breaching the rights of the residents who were detained without cause. The police say the men were detained for questioning before being released. More than 20 homes were demolished in Cooper's Pen while the men were detained, which has sparked public outrage.
There you are.
Opposition spokesperson on land and work.
All right, Lucian. We will leave that right there, so. Portland Spice people. Do you know what it means to have a revolution? Fighting against oppression. We're still calling for the commander of that 3 o'clock operation to be put on interdiction unless the orders came from the very top. And who in the parliament have interest in these Cooper's Pen land? Somebody in the parliament have close ties to New Falmouth. And what is it about New Falmouth being deregistered because nobody knows the beneficiaries of New Falmouth? I warn you all, when Donovan Williams sat in the parliament holding shares for somebody and we couldn't know, the information is that he has given up the shares and we still don't know who him did hold the shares for. You see this government that we have in Jamaica is going to be the downfall of Jamaica. Where said Jamaica fall already? The producer is saying that Jamaica has already fallen. I do not share the view. I am of the opinion that Jamaica is falling. It is still falling and can be saved. But the people of Jamaica must get up for their rights. Chris Campbell said Jamaicans have lost that warrior spirit of Marcus Garvey, Nani. Only Chief Curry is carrying the fight. I am so surprised that nobody mentioned the Speaker of the House. Yes, sir. Someone needs to sit with the residents of Cooper's Pen and listen to all the breaches, then file all the various lawsuits and criminal charges. Mr. Bell, isn't it illegal for bailiff to be operating before 7? And no furniture then come for claim. So I am not sure. I'd have to ask that question. But there's a difference, I think, when they claim in possession than when they come to claim furniture. Hello, good evening, sir.
Mr. Bell, how you do, man?
I am blazing a fire because my country, Jamaica, is in trouble. And you need to give up that political stand that you take and take a stand to defend our island home, Jamaica land we love.
Did I hear a caller on your program yesterday morning saying that they want Jamaica to hit by a earthquake?
Yes, and I come against it in the name of Jesus Christ. I say no.
Thank you.
No, I don't want no earthquake to hit Jamaica. No, we can't manage it.
Thank you. And you explain to them that when earthquake come, the wickedest way are anywhere. No near, no JLP, no PNP, near, no right panel.
Me no want no earthquake.
Come out. Eh?
Me no want no earthquake for shake.
Mr. Bell, do you realize that you have a lot of PNP here who exercise the privilege in which they get from PortlandspiceTV to call here and to express their views and even to text? Do you realize that those PNP supporters do not want me to have the same privilege just like them and want you to deny me the privilege of exercising my views here, Mr. Bell? Do you realize that?
I will not stop you from exercising your views. I'll do your talk.
And we know that.
You talk some BS sometime, but unlike some other station that are GLP station who shut off PNP callers, I will not shut you off. When you tell lie, I will cut you off when you tell lie, but if you call tomorrow, I will answer your call same way.
Mr. Bell, I simply ask you a question and it's either yes or no. Do you realize that you do have some PNP here who do not want me to have
Yeah, man,
the
and
same
what if people don't want to
privilege.
hear you, man? What if people don't want you talk? They don't want. You have some people when they hear you, they mute then TV until then think you come off, you know. Then listen to you.
And you know,
just like how me
all
can't
of-
listen nationwide, you know. When me go over
And you
nationwide,
know-
me stomach sick, you know. So me can't listen them.
and you know all of that is because I am a GLP supporter. That is the reason
I don't
why
think that are the
they-
reason. Sometimes you talk some real bulls, some real horse manure. Yeah, man. Sometimes you talk some horse manure for true, man. Yeah.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
me used to raise fowl now when me going at the fowl cover morning time. I'm used to turn the litter myself, you know. So that's why me can't stand some of the horse manure sometime. But you talk some real horse manure, man.
If I tell you, as someone who have 50 years experience in the political arena, 50 years experience, if I tell you, Colin, as a future, somebody who may end up even be mayor, and may even end up being a minister because of East Portland. If I tell you that when you go there and the people in our community find them finger upon a man or a woman and say it's a PNP, but is one thing with him in this community. His activity in this community have nothing to do with politics. Once you call up on him and he can assist, he don't ask if you're PNP. Hello?
Yes, man, I hear you. I understand.
All right. Do you know that person is a more danger to the Labour Party and the
one
who victimize, undermine, and tear
Yeah, man. You have some PNP who can't get no new vote, you know.
Thank you, Colin.
Yeah, man. You have some people who can't get nobody to vote for the party more than who are party people, you know.
Why you think me come to Portland Spice too?
And you come to Portland and general some people, you sort out the medication for people and we have general in the by-election. From 2019, you general some people and promise them they still are wait for the medicine.
No matter with that. No matter with that. No matter with that. No matter with that. As you talk about that, I have some good news for you. This time of the year, I have some children in who I try my ever best based on my little connection with certain people to get those children back to school. One of those child is parent is a known PNP activist, and his father have met in an accident, and the mother just can't afford it, and that child head the list. I want to say to Member of Parliament for Southeast St. Mary, Christopher Brown, and the Member of Parliament for West Portland, Darrell Vaz, was come on board as usual and helping those children to go back to school through my initiative come September morning. And also the new MP for Sals and Kalsamoda, Mr. Steve Wright.
Yeah.
He has also come on board. Or me choose those children now, Colin. I choose them based on need.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Based on need. I don't choose them on politics because I have the belief that we should never make because of the parents we deny a child a book or a few yards of uniform.
All right. We are going to run now, though. Big up yourself.
Yes, sir.
And well done.
Yes, sir.
Well done.
Yes,
1-876-804-7072. It is very good when citizens can help in terms of back to school. But you know, as Neville mentioned, back to school, there are so many schools that will not be open September morning. Again, the Andrew Holness-led administration has failed the people of Jamaica. There are so many schools that will be opening in a piecemeal way September morning. Again, the Andrew Holness-led administration has failed the people of Jamaica. Hurricane Melissa happened on the 28th of October. And on the 7th of December, 8 months, close to a year after the hurricane, the government has failed to put back all the schools in the position that they were before the hurricane, at least. And you know why the government has failed? Because of political victimization. They only give contracts to known GLP contractors. Hold on for me, caller. I'll take the call. Go ahead. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Yes, my brother. Good evening. How is everything with you, man?
Everything not good. Because once Jamaica no good, me no good.
I know, my brother.
Personally,
But,
I'm all right. I am well, but Jamaica is in problem.
Yes. We all know. And we speak, but we have to just hold up and fight for rights,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, pertaining to your version that was just called, Neville.
Neville,
That
yes.
KP don't want to him. Trust me, Khaled. Do you know? Anytime him call, me just like to listen him, because me know say when you run off a track, me know say you're dead if you put him back. So me always listen to it.
A lot of people don't want to hear him. That's true. Him not telling a lie there, so. Me have a whole heap of people in the chat room when he come on, then get bringle.
Yes. That's true, because in chat a whole heap of crap sometimes.
Yes, man.
Me listen to him. You understand? Because me know. Let me say something to you. No, you can't put him back on in track. You understand?
Yes.
You know, pardon me. So big up yourself, Neville, because me know calling the Neville.
Yeah, man. Right? Fix him up, man. 1-876-804-7072. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening, Chief of Staff. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, blessings, man. What go on?
Giving thanks.
I wonder if you know any. I wonder if you have any history on the Cooper's Penland.
Yeah, but I won't share it right now. I'm going back as far as to the two estates that were there before.
Mm-hmm.
The two sugar estates, and I am doing some groundwork on that. So at an appropriate time, I'll come to you on it.
Okay.
Yeah, as you know, Trelawney has one of the parishes with the most sugar factory,
Hard.
And yes, they had over 80 sugar factories.
Oh yeah.
Yes, man. And apart from that, where people must bear in mind, Trelawney is a relatively new parish. Trelawney, there was those St. James that come right down to St. Anne. And then in somewhere in the 1800s, they formed the parish of Trelawney, which had most of the sugar factories. Also, the first sugar factory that was built in the 20th century was built in Trelawney. Trelawney has a huge amount of historical information, and I'll brief on that at a later point. But suffice it to say, there must be a commission of inquiry. This thing is deep, very, very deep, and a lot of shame, a lot of the Bank of Jamaica, the several eminent persons are entangled in this thing, and we cannot brush it aside. It must be
it is big, you know. It is very big. Very big.
And deep and
Yes,
deep and,
yes.
and a lot of put loose to cover up and so on. And it must not be covered up. Because why I tell you it must be covered up? I'll show you why. Remember, Miss Osborne went over and prayed. And when she prayed, ask this answer to the prayer, you know, because we can unveil and clean up a lot of things because it has parallel. If you remember SSL, how long if you listen and go back and play some of the tapes from Clark, you will tell you that thing was Western for more than 13 years, 14 years. Is a similar thing. This goes back to 1967, this Cooperstown situation. And a key thing, brethren, I want to keep your eye on. When the court examined the matter, all the 90 persons' names were there that attended court. The 90 names were there. And if you notice, between the 90 names that the court ruled on or ruled against, it is not any significant amount of names. It has increased by since then, a very small amount. So it is a very deep thing, and people look at the institution. We are saying the police didn't know. We are saying the army didn't know. We are saying the executive of the country didn't know. The minister of the minister who is in charge of the police didn't know, and he was integrally involved in the matter before it reached, where it was in court, etc. He was there with a part. Several government ministers were attached to the matter. It's a deep thing, and it embarrasses the country. If you hear some of the connections, you tremble, brethren. And people are just looking at what we are hearing from here. Go and look in the Texas court files and who filed for bankruptcy in Texas. Go and look at the parts of the U.S. who filed for bankruptcy that is attached to the matter. And there's a lot of senior persons. The Bank of Jamaica must come out and declare their what they know and how it affected them. The person, not the Auditor General, but the one when persons die and who look about the names of people. They are involved as well. And we can't afford to have our institutions, but it's a leading institution in the country, being splashed in the mud like this. We can't, it's not a banana republic, we're running a country. And I'm asking all Jamaicans to call for a commission of inquiry, and even persons from outside, as far away, we are saying we are seeking to develop relationship with Ghana. We could ask Ghana to send two of their eminent lawyers to come and help us to unearth this thing. Would you agree with me?
I would agree with you because there are a lot of allegations going around. Yeah, a lot of people. The AG, the attorney, is the attorney general that looks after dead people, thing on them something there. Because they are saying that when the man died, there was no will and these lands were stolen. But,
go ahead.
bigger than that, somebody in the parliament, somebody in the Jamaican parliament have big interests in these lands, my brother. But
No, but look at the footloose. Presently, the new Falmouth Resort, it doesn't exist in a technical sense, you know, because it is not registered in the company's office, you know. There's no registration for it there.
come on, there is a registration, but they are saying that it is about to be deregistered based on the fact that nobody knows who are the beneficiaries of this company.
Well, and the reports are saying they don't have it as a registered thing. It's out of operation.
Yeah.
It's only on paper.
Well,
And
we hope to get some more information this evening. We hope to talk to Dennis Meadows, who is the chairman of the constituency down there, and he should have some more information. We are trying to touch base with some other people also in Trelawney who knows more about these lands. We were talking to some of them today, and we are arranging to get them on the program. So, make we talk again here.
Indeed, and keep strong on all the best, and we'll keep in touch.
Blessings, my brother. 1-876-804-7072. On the screen is the order that the court handed down. That's the order you're looking at on the court. This is the first page. So that is some of the people. And the order start there. And then it come over here. So you get the rest of it. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to touch on a couple of things, you know what I mean? The first one is that somebody in the chat room said yesterday that the Duncan City was a Catalan. That's not true. You know what I mean?
I never see that.
That
So
was Catalan.
I never see that.
I saw it. I saw it, you know what I mean? But there was a 3-card play there, but I won't get into it right now, you know what I mean? Because I know what the genesis about that, you know what I'm saying? You know? I know the person who won the land too. I went to his house. Anyway, the next one. I know you is a student of the Bible. Am I right?
Well, I try my best. I'm not going to say I'm a student. I have not read enough, I will admit, but I do read from time to time and try my best to know as much.
I know you have respect for it. You know?
Yeah, man, I'm a Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, there's a part in the Bible where he said, when you give, don't let your left hand know what your right hand does.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And people come on Portland Spice and begin to publish how they're giving out things to kids for school. Those are a bunch of hypocrites.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Let me finish, please. Listen to me. If they did mash up the education ministry, mashed up, take it to the intensive care and put it on you know what? Then you will have to come out and that way giving out children anything, giving children uniform. If they never steal the money, we will read and all those bunch of criminals never steal destroy education. Then you will have those hypocrites coming on your program talking about they are giving to uniform to kids. They're a bunch of criminals, and they should be brought to justice, Colin. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So let me. I'm expressing based on facts, mate. You know what I mean? And some people in the chat room said I must give some answers to the education system. Colin, I have all the answers, Colin. Well, when they're ready, let me know. And I want to separate the crowd. The 40s and under 40s, I want to separate the crowds. You know what I mean? When I'm giving all the answers, because I have it right here. I'm not bluffing. I'm not bluffing. So whenever you're ready, you know me number, call me back and I answer all the questions.
Okay, sir. All right.
Bye-bye.
Blessings. Auntie Winnie, good evening.
Good night, sir. How are you and the family?
I am fine, thank you.
Mr. Bell, I can't believe Andrew and Chong doing these things to the people. But you know what? I think the Jamaicans should come in now like the Sri Lankans. They should take up the Sri Lankan what Andrew is doing is like the Israeli, what they're doing to the Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, but I can't believe Andrew should be in court and Chung for doing what they have done. Look at that lady in the hospital, two people in the hospital.
Go ahead,
The
Auntie.
old lady of 70 and the woman that was in the house, and they still break down the house with her. Andrew, listen, I can't believe the people. They must be got something in their water that coming through their pipe because they're sleeping.
Oh, yes. Very much so.
Andrew need prison. No country in the world should accept Andrew Holness as a prime minister to come in their country. Andrew is a murderer. Andrew is a dictator.
Hold on.
Andrew
Auntie
take
Winnie.
up the Israeli.
Auntie Winnie.
Hmm?
Be careful. Be careful.
Yes, sir. But Andrew, because don't forget, he said, meet the judge and meet your maker.
Yeah, you
So
can't call
that's
me
like,
prime minister murderer. You can't call me prime minister murderer. No, do it. Not do it, Auntie Winnie.
because he said it, and Chung said, shoot first and ask question later. So they are murderers.
No.
Look how many they kill.
No.
Come for me, Andrew Holness.
No.
You're wrong. You're wrong to treat the people of Jamaica so. My God, old people and babies. I know they sell their vote and that's what they get. But, they make a mistake and this is now because even majority of them, they arrest. They vote for the JLP. They vote for the JLP.
And bite the hands
and
of
now they're
them.
getting them backside lick.
Bite the hands of
the
feed them.
furniture mash up the fridge, the oven, everything mashed down.
Auntie Winnie.
And the wicked bulldozer run over the people, them good things.
Auntie Winnie, I have asked Mr. Dennis Meadows to join us this evening. He's the chairman of the... What is it, Dennis? Northern Trelawney? Let me bring him up.
Hello?
Yes, man.
Yeah, all right, I'm going to go,
Yeah, man.
let you talk to him.
Definitely.
Please ask him, can they go to court and stop what is going on? Can they go to court?
Well, some court filing has happened today, but we'll tell you more about it.
Oh, Lord Jesus, my God. And the judges that giving them the permission are JLP. Thank you, sir. I am back. Listen, it's me, Winnie said so, not you, Mr. Bell. Me, Winnie.
All right, cool.
Me, Winnie, Winnie.
All right, Auntie Winnie, all right. Mr. Dennis Meadows, good evening, sir.
I Colin, how are you? Good evening,
fine,
or rather good afternoon to your listeners and viewers.
I am not so good, because when Jamaica not good, we not good. But it's nice to have you on Portland Spice TV for the first time.
And Portland is my favorite parish.
Oh, nice. It's the most beautiful one in Jamaica.
Most beautiful, yes.
Now, Mr. Meadows, some things happening down there in Trelawney that hurt a lot of us to the core. The one that hurts me most is the style that they use when they went in at 3 o'clock, take out the young men out of the community. But before we get into that, give us an update on what is happening now, today down there in Trelawney in Cooper's Pen.
Well, over the weekend, the deputy prime minister attended on the location, and he was resolute that the people have to move. In other words, he said he will provide trucks for them to relocate from where they come from.
You mean that is Mr. Chang?
Dr. Horace Chang, a good friend of mine. And this is in glaring contrast to the tone by the Prime Minister, who last week, if you realize, over the weekend, expressed a tone of empathy and how that he is investigating ways how to address the matter. His deputy seemed conclusive and is literally telling the people, you need to come off. Only today, if you look at nationwide news, the member of parliament clearly stated that the demolition will continue. The same demolition that she knew nothing of. But she can tell you it will continue.
What you said, Dennis? The MP said that the demolition will continue.
And let me just tell you something.
Go ahead. I don't know if somebody calling Mr. Meadows' phone. Maybe they see him on TV and I call him phone. But me I beg on no call the member
People
phone,
always
right?
use the worst time to call you.
I know. When I see that, I know it's somebody calling you.
Yeah,
You're telling us about Dr. Chang and
yes,
Tova
I
Hamilton.
just learned today that
They're calling him again and I'll stop calling him. Dennis, answer them, tell them you're on TV and come back. We will wait on you because this information here sounds serious. Dr. Chang went down
Juliet
there.
Mayer.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Yes.
Juliet Mayer, who is the counsel for the Chisholm New Falmouth Resort, and who is behind all of this in terms of from a legal standpoint. She served on the board within from an entity within the Jamaica Tourist Board, the tourism ministry. Guess who is the junior minister in the tourism ministry?
Tova Hamilton.
Thank you. So this argument that they knew nothing of about it, right? And if anybody believe that foolishness, as I said today, I have a unicorn to sell them. Because there's no way the kind of resources I see deployed by the state, the Prime Minister cannot claim ignorance. The Member of Parliament can't claim ignorance. She can assert today that the demolition will continue. No word of empathy, no word of care. That people come out to say, listen, I regret this, and I call upon my government to at least find a solution. That's not what you got. What you're getting now is, hey, take up your marbles, take up your things. We are prepared to provide trucks for you to relocate. Go where you come from. Return where you're coming from. That's what those are the words over the weekend. Return by the Deputy Prime Minister. No empathy.
Dr. Chang came to Cooper's Pen and told
over
the people
weekend,
that they will have to move.
They will have to move. They will not be accommodated.
So that means the government will do nothing to assist them.
Thank you. And that, as I said, that is in glaring contradiction to the tone of the Honorable Prime Minister, who over the weekend expressed some empathy, and I give him credit for that, right? But you can be saying one thing, and your deputy is saying another.
So where are these people that, if they, all right, fine, the people will have to move. Did Dr. Chang give them an alternative? Where is it that they are going to put them?
I have not heard that, but I've heard the whisper and tell me that they're looking at lands in Jackson Town, non-arable cane lands under the Sugar Company of Jamaica to relocate, and it's an option. But I will say this: you can't just displace and relocate without putting adequate infrastructure to facilitate. In other words, you're creating another ugly environment. So if you're going to relocate them, you must ensure that the basic amenities are in place, light, water, road, give them a square, preserve their dignity, proper sanitation must be provided, but you can't just take them up and just in vulgar haste relocate them just to solve a problem. You're the only creating another problem if you do that.
So this area in Jacksontown have no infrastructure, no road, no
No,
water, no
it will
light.
be raw. It will be raw lands. No farmer cane lands, so to speak.
So before the demolition, Dennis,
Yes.
were these people properly served based on your information? Now you'd have had some time to speak with the residents. Were they really served with notices?
No current service. No, none of these people were serviced in recent times. The court, I've seen a copy of the court order, which seems current, right?
Yes.
But the notices, where in terms of due notice, were given not to my knowledge at all, and nobody has able to provide one evidence of any current notices issued.
And
that is
you
the
are of the opinion that the member of parliament knew that this would happen on that day?
There is no reasonable argument that could be proffered to disabuse me of my belief that the member of parliament was duly advised. And let me just demonstrate something to you. She said publicly that she was told of demonstrations. Somebody called her at 6 a.m. Are you with me?
Yes.
Now, I'm a wannabe MP. And my phone was ringing off from 2 a.m. Are you with me?
Yes.
Right? And you must note that during the campaign, building vouchers was given to the community. Block, steel, board were given to the community to improve their buildings.
On the same lands.
On the same lands. But now that the vote has been acquired,
yes,
they are no longer voters, they are squatters. And they must be removed.
So tell me something, Mr. Meadows. The information we are getting is that there were about 300 police officers and that there were military present and helicopter was hovering above. Is that true?
That's true.
Helicopter was hovering above?
With bright lights. And you know the floodlights that you shine from above?
Yes, man, helicopter in a year, bright light a shine a ground.
Right. While the police on the ground pursue young men was running up and down like when you're hunting deers.
How will you say? So tell me something now. If that was such a massive operation, how could the Prime Minister of Jamaica not know about it?
As I said, if anybody believe what they're saying, that they knew nothing, I have a unicorn to sell them. Because you must be an idiot.
How could the Minister of National Security not know about this?
Thank you. How could the Member of Parliament not know? I was reliably advised by the bailiff that the powers that be knew, the Member of Parliament knew at 2 weeks prior.
The bailiff, who is the man in charge?
The chief bailiff who actually stopped the demolition. And let me give you a story here.
Yeah.
And it demonstrates how kindness can go a far way down the road. When I reached there on the location about 5:30, the chief bailiff come to me and said, Mr. Meadows, you don't recognize me? I said, no. He keep asking me that, but I was distracted trying to assess the situation on hand. He eventually came to me and he said to me, let me take you out of your misery. He said, years ago, to date, I don't even remember. Years ago, he was passing through Trelawney in distress. He had no money. He called a friend who advised him, suggest that he called me.
I think somebody's calling Mr. Meadows again. Once we are on a call like this and the phone rings, then it freezes up the call because you're using data on a straight call
Sorry
coming
about
in.
that.
Yeah, man.
Sorry about that. That's the inconvenience of the technology.
Yes, when you're using a cell phone.
Yeah. Sorry about that. And where was I? Yes, he came to me and said to me, he reminded me of the kindness that he said, Dennis, you call me. I called you and you leave where you were. I don't know where you were. And you came on the highway, you met me and you gave me $5,000. And you never even look into my face. You just give me your drive off. Him said to me, I'm going to make you look good.
Yes.
He stopped the demolition.
For you.
For me. Returning a kindness.
Yes.
Because the plan was to totally demolish all 99 properties, our structures that were the subject of the court order. Incidentally, today I get a list of all those that were demolished. Guess what? Only 2 of those houses fall within the 99. The
Only
others
2.
were not subject to the court order or to the case that preceded the court order.
But there's an argument that number 85 says any unknown structure as well.
Unknown structures. Right? That dates at that time can be new. In other words, if after the case concluded, you went on that property and set up a structure, right? 12 years has elapsed, unmolested. You were not molested during that 12 years. No court order applies to you. You could never be included in that court order. Unknown structures have to be dated during that court time. In other words, let's say you never capture all it could be 100 people, but only 99 was recorded in terms of seeking a court resolution. There are others who were there who necessarily weren't part of the court case, dated from that time. So that would not that clause would not apply to anybody who came after the conclusion of the court matter.
Well, we would have to hear some of the other legal people discuss that aspect. But you are saying that as it relates to the list, only 2 was demolished. The
Only
other 18 was not on that list.
Thank you.
Now,
thank you.
Tell me, Mr. Meadows. They said that over 20 young men were taken out of their beds, taken to the station and held for about 13 hours. What is the reason the police are giving for that?
Police has been unusually silent on this one. Under the new commissioner, Kevin Blake, the force has rather become very communicative. They take their PR very seriously, if you realize, to the point where they recruited a known specialist.
Yes.
Not only recruit him, he's now a gazetted officer at the senior superintendent rank, and he was recruited for the police PR CCN arm, and they have become rather effective in their communication. On this score, we are yet to hear anything at all coming from whether the local divisional command, whether the area command or the police high command. We are yet to hear anything and what role they played, or whether or not that security operation just incidentally coincided with demolition exercise.
Have you personally
Nothing on that.
spoken with any of the young men that was arrested?
I've spoken to them. They give they were fingerprinted without a court order. Under the law, only a court can order your fingerprint.
They were fingerprinted.
So they were fingerprinted. Yes, their names were captured in a database.
Pictures
Police
were
intelligence
taken.
database. Pictures were taken, and they were convenient released post the demolition
But
without
what did the
charge.
police?
No
What did the
guns.
police
No
said to
guns found.
them?
No man, they said nothing to them. They
The
picked them up
police
and
gave them
take them to
no
a,
reason for taking them in.
no reason for taking them. They were huddled up and they were placed in cells and they were processed one by one.
They were placed in cells, not in a holding area.
Yes, not the holding area. So they were placed. They were basically all the data has been captured and placed in police intelligence database, fingerprinted, and that, from my perspective, basic knowledge of the law, that's illegal.
My outrage and my anger is about that aspect of the operation, Dennis.
Yes.
That is
Because
what gets me angry.
It is
That is what gets me
reminiscent.
cross.
It is the days of slavery, where you extract
Yes.
the men from the women and children.
And dehumanize them.
Precisely.
You can't protect your family, we take your way, boy.
Yeah, man. A repeat of history.
And it sounds like an Israeli style.
Yes. Yes.
And I am calling on the powers that be, that commander that led that operation must be put on interdiction pending the investigation. Why were these young men picked up?
But at the very minimum, the police have a duty in terms of preserving public trust and public cooperation. They have a duty to come and tell us what was their role in this demolition exercise. At the very minimum. At the very minimum.
It can't be left so silent. I was privy to a letter today that was sent off, or should be sent off, to the commissioner, requesting information on what really happened.
And that letter is from whom or from where?
That letter is coming from the opposition.
Okay, fair enough.
Calling on the commissioner to come public and say what really happened to some people call it kidnapping.
Mm-hmm. I call it
these young men.
An extraction of the young men from the community.
So you are saying that a birdie told you that where they're going to take these people to?
They want to take them to Jackson Town. Miles in the inner rural. Remember, Cooper's Pen is really in the urban center of the constituency.
On the main.
Yes, right on the prime main. The Jackson Town is inner lands. Up by you go through Clarkstown, if you know the area.
Same constituency?
Same constituency. Part of Jackson Town, really. No, possibly depending on what the land identified, it might end up in South Trelawney.
Oh, wow.
Remember, there's a realignment of North and South that preceded the last election.
Yes.
So it might be politically convenient for them to put them in South.
Somebody told me that area used to vote PNP, but since 2020 they vote GLP.
Yes, it was a PNP enclave, but quite frankly, the member of parliament made some inroads in there, and at the last election, she used that very location as a command center in terms of extracting the votes to the polling station. So a couple of months ago during the election, these were prime voters. A couple months after, they are squatted.
And she said she knew nothing about the demolition.
And she is disingenuing, very disingenuine in those remarks, because anybody who have a basic sense of how the machinery or the apparatus of government operates, there's no way that could happen without her knowledge. And why? And here's this. Then why at 6 p.m. you are on the road to Adpem using TEF trucks? TEF trucks. from the Ministry of Tourism going
Yes.
to collect tents and steel dated food from Adpem.
Hey, boy. Mash it down and then save them.
Thank
What a
you.
style.
Right. You come and you demolish the people's castles and you run come placing it with temporary tents on the same grounds, on the same debris, board, nail. That's where you put the tents. It's not like you carry them across the road and clear the land and put something temporary. You place them on the same debris. Does that make sense to you?
You told us earlier that she was on radio when today saying that the demolition will continue.
Nationwide reported that she said the demolition started last Monday, Tuesday. Will continue. That was an assertion by her. And based on the tone from Dr. Chang over the weekend, who came to the location, there's consistency. She's only affirming what Dr. Chang says.
What next for you?
I've been given I've been afforded about 3 lawyers. The People's National Party has afforded me 3 lawyers who are on the top of this game. They were looking at avenues how we can pursue this legally. And so we take it from there. In the meantime, there is a concern where I'm concerned is unsanitary concern, a sanitary state. In other words, you bring tents. The water was cut off, JPS was cut off. Because even JPS was engaged, JPS come and cut light to the area. Right?
That's what I was told, that the electricity was disconnected.
Disconnected. So now, to me, there's a potential health risk as it relates to sanitary. Because there's no sanitary convenience. There's no portable sanitation there. Right? And over the weekend, I called on the public health authority in the parish to move with alacrity to ensure some intervention to stave off any potential public health risk or crisis.
Mm-hmm. And they are on it?
I've not received any reports to date that confirms they have responded favorably or unfavorably. So I am keeping on top of them because we can't allow people to live in, the Prime Minister described the situation as a humanitarian crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a very apt description because that humanitarian crisis was created by humans.
Yes, it was not a natural disaster.
Yes, it's not, on the issue of the tents versus the castle. I use the analogy. It is akin to Melissa passing through your yard, blow off your roof, turn back, carry a tent, come give you, and you must be grateful.
Hey, boy. Hallelujah.
Oh, and let me just raise the issue. Today, I received calls again today. Mm-hmm. I spent almost the whole day up there. The Silver Sand Beach, Jacob Taylor Beach.
Oh, yes.
The only public beach in Duncans are in that area for people to use. It has been there in excess of 50 years. It is named after Jacob Taylor, a renowned Englishman who worked at the Beach Control Authority and who dedicated his entire public service to ensuring that the access to beach by the common man to the coastline was preserved. And that beach was named in his honor. If you go there, there's a monument, a large monument in his honor, and it outlined the role he played in preserving that space as a public servant. Now, the notices that they received, over 20 notices were placed on all shops for the shop owners and the fisher folks, is in glaring contradiction to the very man, the intent of the very man whose name's attached to that beach. Jacob Taylor, OD, JP.
So what is it that they are planning to do with that beach?
They are given 30 days to vacate the beach. 30 days.
And what is the plan?
The plan, I've already engaged a service consultant with a lawyer who intends to meet with them before the 30 days elapse. But in the meantime, I'm calling because these notices were given on the authority of NEPA, or what you call the Natural Resource Conservation Authority, right?
Yes.
Which essentially is NEPA. And this agency falls directly under the purview of the Honorable Prime Minister. So he can't claim ignorance to this or lack of knowledge, right? Given the proximity of the agency to his office.
But there's no surprise of the Prime Minister dealing with these issues, Dennis. The Prime Minister is also in West Albion bulldozing houses.
Thank you. There seems to be, I don't know what is happening, but there's a rapidity in effort to dislocate, displace the common man from prime lands. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a second coming, but there seem to be an undue haste in getting people off these lands. A vulgar haste, if you.
Well, I guess Nara getting ready to work. I don't know if
me posting a copy of the but Colin, I have to run leave you. I have to run leave you.
Yes,
I have
man.
a meeting that's scheduled.
Give thanks because we're actually wrapping up. So we thank you for the time and we'll be in touch with you, Mr. Meadows.
Thanks for having me. God bless you.
God bless you, my brother. My listeners and viewers, that was Dennis Meadows giving us some startling revelation this day. This is a copy of that notice that he was just talking about at that beach down there in Trelawney. You know, before the election, we warned you. We warn you that this is a dictatorial government that they voted in back in office. And you can't tell me helicopter in a year, bright light a shine a ground. 300 police. Hold on the caller. Hold on there. 300 police officers. Listen here.
For the people of Cooperspin. And today I want to speak to it directly, not only as the Member of Parliament for Trelawney Northern, but as someone who stood with these families yesterday, saw their pain firsthand, and believe the public deserves to know what transpired. First, I want to make something absolutely clear. What happened yesterday here in Cooperspin was not a government of Jamaica operation. It was private sector led. And at no time before the operation began was I, as Member of Parliament, informed that an eviction or demolition exercise was going to take place. I found out when the people were already being bulldozed. I started receiving phone calls as early as 6 a.m. when residents started appealing to me for assistance. By that time, homes were already being demolished and families were already displaced. So I want to dispel the misinformation suggesting that the government of Jamaica planned this operation or that I somehow knew it was coming and stood by. That simply is not true. I was told the community was on lockdown as people could not leave their homes unless it was a medical emergency or for work. I was also informed that a number of males were taken into custody. I tried reaching out to the superintendent in charge of the parish, but got no response initially. Sometime after, the super returned my call and informed me that court documents were showed to the police for assistance in the operation. The dispute over these lands has existed for many years, and predates my tenure as Member of Parliament. Based on
That is the voice of Tova Hamilton. Caller, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Sir Colin. It's just a question. I'm just asking. See?
Yes.
I get to understand that Mr. Chang said the people they must go back to where they come from.
Yes.
Right? But I am just wondering, see, if they go for those people, put on the land, give them material to vote in the election, win the election, and tell them, say, all right, go back where you come from. It's just that the understanding I get still, you know. I don't know if I'm right or I'm wrong.
No, some of these people are living on these lands for decades, you know, my brother.
Yeah, we know, and some just recently come.
Yes.
Right? So just as I'm one of the ones that recently come, if I them carry them there to get the vote.
Possibly. I know that.
I'm just wondering because if he's going to say, go back where you come from, and people are there from 30 years, 40 years, they are there from a long time.
Well, you hear Mr. Meadows say only 2 of the houses that were bulldozed are 2 of the original long-time house.
Yeah, I hear me now, Sir Colin. That's why I always have a debate with some people, you know. You know, so it seems to me to get a chance to run our country for even 12 or 15 years without in a wonderful position.
I said 8 years would be in a wonderful position.
You know that? Because I can tell about 3 housing schemes that she built in the short term that she was in power.
Yes.
And 2 is in JLP stronghold. And
yes,
1 is in a PMP stronghold. And then she said she's going to cut out the zinc fence and bring in other fences. And people work with her.
I hear some labor rights saying that the Jeep never start. And right now in Portland, labor rights are fight for the Jeep work. And they keep saying that the Jeep never start. The Jeep, one of the things that the Jeep does that was implemented by Portia Simpson Miller was to clean the road from Negril to Port Antonio on a regular basis. They have extended to Long Bay. Labor right fight for it every single month. But
I know all those things in a circle. That's why when I listen to your program, because this is my #1 program. I only last week train over the planet and
yeah, we took a break last week.
I know I'm glad they come back and everything. But when I look on it and I hear some labor right always I say, oh, the 2 parties the same. The 2 parties cannot be the same.
Cannot be the same. These same lands prove that. The PNP government took to court this issue, you know. Yeah?
I know, yes, I listen and I understand. Because when I said to some of them, which school you go? You went to. Oh, them go to KC, them go. You say, you know, who make you can't go to those school? You know who put things in place that you could have go to those school? So you can't say the 2 parties the same.
The 2 parties are far apart. Far, far apart.
Right, if I hear you talk about it, the maternity leave for women, same pay. All the 2 parties be same.
Listen, let me tell you something. When I was growing up, my auntie used to be a teacher. Yeah? And I know other of our friends used to be teacher. And when they get pregnant, they lose their work. Yeah? Michael Manley changed that. Michael Manley changed that. So
remember, you know, Sir Colin, when Edward Seago in 1918, the first place him going was housing trust and redundant. Everybody up there, you know.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you know, everybody here, because Anthony Span was Minister of Housing. I'm redundant, everybody up there. That's why you see, I used to call a program, you know, and the person gave me the name Aniko York. Because I said, me, Sir Colin, I would never deal with a labor right woman. I'm telling you that.
Tell her.
And I call the program more than 1 time. Sir Colin, me the America here, because they bet me run in 2016.
You tell me every time.
Right. Not even if a shop owner, a JLP, me not buy there, you know.
Lord God.
Me not buy from them shop.
You take it far.
Yeah, man.
Make we talk again, because we have Ralston I'm on with you now. So make we talk.
All right. Yeah, man. Respect.
Bless up. Rally?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you.
Blessings, man. You hear the man say a while?
Yeah, man.
Man say him name and equally yoke, not even a labor to man him not there with. What has happened today, Raleigh? We hear that a new governor of the Bank of Jamaica has been named.
Yeah, but here the bigger news, inflation is now 7.5%. So his work is well cut out. Inflation is 7.5%.
So inflation is growing. Who is this man, Raleigh? Tell us about this man.
Yeah, man. So I come to it now. So as I say, inflation is 7.5%. The major responsibility of the Bank of Jamaica is to contain inflation. The minister named him today, Biden leaves tomorrow. They were supposed to have a final quarterly media briefing. It has been postponed until August 27. Now, Brian used to work with the Bank of Jamaica. He worked from 2001 to 2016. He was the head of the Financial Stability Unit. So him the 15 years and 7 months at BOJ and was head of the Financial Stability Unit. He also used to work with the Research and Economic Program Department. Dr. Wayne Henry, working with the bank for 35 years. He was always ahead of Brian. And Wayne Henry has been deputy governor since 2000.
It's not Wayne Henry.
Wayne Robinson. Wayne Robinson.
Right.
Has been there at the BOJ for 35 years. Has been deputy governor since 2016 and senior deputy governor since 2020. So everybody can check that for themselves.
So
and come to their own conclusion.
So they gave his junior the job.
Yep.
Is this man white?
No.
Because Dr. Robinson is a black man.
Mm-hmm. But maybe another color is involved.
Oh, tala. You see, I tell people, that is why Jamaica is falling down.
Yep.
Because the present administration does not deal with competence. You have a green. That is why the schools that was damaged by Hurricane Melissa, that is why so many of them will not be ready for September, because the government is looking for green contractors, not Jamaican contractors, but green contractors to do this work. Here is a man now who have 30 odd years.
35 years. He has been deputy governor since 2016. The man who succeeded him never reached deputy governor, was there for 15 years and 7 months. So Wayne is there like 25 years, 20 years more than him. Wayne has reached a position of deputy governor and then senior deputy governor, but he can't get work.
Me and Wayne Robinson, me that just resign now too.
Yeah.
Because they are going to depend on him to do the heavy lifting.
And it's at a crucial point in time when inflation is 7.5%. And the bank has a rate decision to make on Wednesday.
So are they going to increase interest rate, Raleigh? What do you think?
Well, they only can hold or increase. Them can't come down. Yeah, so the economy is stuck up there. So the more likely scenario is an increase. The best case scenario is holding.
Somebody's asking, did Wayne apply?
Yeah.
He applied?
Yeah, man. Not for the first time.
And he shouldn't have to apply.
Right.
He should have just
that should have been a
promotion.
Natural success. Yeah, natural promotion to the post.
But that is how this government operates for you.
Yeah. Yep.
They give people jobs that require first degree who did not have a high school leaving diploma. And they give them the job same way. So it's not about competence.
No, man.
It is about being green.
Yeah,
and that's why we see the feeling of this government. Raleigh, I have a clip I want you to listen to. Hold on, Carla. Hold on, Junior. Because this clip here, Raleigh, you need to, I want you to listen to this clip here. Because me hear some people are talk about the government doing well and all this kind of crap. Listen to this.
Yeah, man, go ahead, man.
Happening now. Because a wise man once said that a government that believes that it can tax its way to growth and prosperity is like a man standing in a bucket trying to pull himself up by the handles. Every year you hear them project, oh, we're going to have growth. 0.1%. What? Point what? When is that ever growth? That's within the margin of error. Government has a duty to maintain fiscal discipline, but at the same time to stimulate growth. And if the government can't do that, it's not worth its salt, and it shouldn't be the government. We shouldn't elect them. But for those of you who are comfortable in just absorbing what is being said, stimulate growth. And if the government can't do that, it's not worth its salt, and it shouldn't be the government. We shouldn't elect them. But at the same time to stimulate growth. And if the government can't do that, it's not worth its growth. That's within the margin of error. Government has a duty to maintain fiscal discipline, but at the same time to stimulate growth. And if the government can't do that, it's not worth its salt, and it shouldn't be the government. We shouldn't elect them. But for those of you who are comfortable in just absorbing what is being said,
take him down. Rally, the man say government must keep fiscal discipline and at the same time grow the economy. And if they can't grow the economy, they shouldn't be the government. So now that we find back that clip with him, what can they tell us now?
Yes, I mean, that's the biggest piece of idiocy. So which government increase taxes while the country in a recession?
That's why I play the clip, Rally.
Yes, the man don't know what I'm talking. This is a government that increased taxes while the country is in a recession. This is a government where for the last quarter of last year, the economy tumbled by 7.3%. This is a government that in the first quarter of this year, the economy declined by 4.1%. This is a government where one of its major agencies also projecting another decline during the second quarter. So you can say the stupidity, that comment is a monumental exercise in stupidity. You don't know what I'm talking about. This is a government where the World Bank, prior to the massive decline, said that the rate of growth was 0.8% over the last 10 years. This is a government
and
that
we are sure that it is no less than that, Rally.
They dropped by 7% in one quarter and by 4% in another quarter. That's 11.5%. So the average gone down. Yeah. So those are just empty words, you know? Yeah, man.
Where's the US dollar today, Rally? Or what's happening in the market?
158 and change.
And inflation is up by 7.5%.
Yep.
Up to 7.5%. And where the Bank of Jamaica wanted to keep it?
What?
Inflation. They had a...
The target range is 4 to 6%. Well, we're outside the target range now. So that is why it is either holding at the current interest rate, which is stifling business, or increasing the interest rate, which is further stifling business. At the same time, you're bringing a governor who has very little experience in relation to those macro matters. Because he never reached that position while he was at the bank.
Guess he must be green.
Well, we'd like to know on what basis he was selected over Wayne.
Junior.
It couldn't be on the basis of competence and experience.
Good evening, good evening.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Evening, Rally.
Yeah,
we never even realized we reached that far. We're way behind. But anyway, the issue with the baby that was beaten in the place of safety, you heard about it?
A baby that was beaten in the place of safety. What's that? Tell us.
The mother is on trial. The mommy came from Haiti and she was here welcome. And she was on trial. And her 1-year-old child was staying in a government facility which protects kids. And the child was beaten. You know hear about that?
No, I didn't hear that.
First I hear that.
I didn't hear that, Junior.
All right. You can check on that. The other thing, how is it that a couple of weeks ago, the Ghana president was in Jamaica, and our prime minister was up and down with the president of Ghana, and we are now to hear that Jamaica never vote on the resolution that
No, it's not that we never vote. We never co-sign it.
Sorry.
We never co-signed that resolution. But Jamaica couldn't co-sign it, being in bed with Israel and being in bed with the United States. Those are two countries that voted against it.
So, based on the fact now that Chang is now traveling. Remember, Chang could go to the sea before. No?
Oh?
Now Chang is traveling. So it seems as if there's something going on.
You know, see, America signed agreement with the United States Ministry of War.
So I can't understand what's really going on because we are now talking about reparation. And we know based on what we signed, we can't argue about that anymore.
Listen,
that don't make sense.
There will be no reparation under GLP administration. Because as I keep telling you all, the first step of reparation must be land reparation. So we must have a government that is willing to give land to children of enslaved Africans. Yeah? Until we have a government that is willing to make lands available to the landless Jamaican, to show to the world that we ourselves, yeah, is ready to facilitate each other, to give each other a piece of this rock here. There will be no reparation, brother.
So me say, before I go, Ralston is here now. Ralston.
Yeah, man.
Does the appointment to the Bank of Jamaica have competencies to deal with issues like the IMF and what's going on in the world and the situation with our economy presently? You believe that his appointment command any knowledge or respect in those areas? Based on your
I believe the other candidates with 35 years experience and as a senior deputy governor would command more respect from me and from the multilateral community because we worked with him in conjunction with the multilateral community and we saw the respect that they showed for him.
So this man has ever been a part of any of those top level agreement to the multilaterals rally?
No, when he was at the BOJ, as I said, he was there at the Financial Stability Unit and part of the economic programming and research. So he wasn't involved at the top level. At that time, it was like Wayne and Lucky Bodier and those people.
All right, Junior, a little more.
Before I go in.
Yeah.
Was Robinson at the BOJ in the days of Derek Lucky Bodier? Robinson
has been there for 35 years.
No, but then before it be tough because this man there Latibodier was very competent, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You and I know that. So,
yeah, man. Top them on that top man. So
if that man was there, Ralston, at that time, why would you not make the appointment now?
The man not green, maybe the man not green, brother.
Yep.
If have the wrong complexion.
Yeah, that's all we can draw from it.
Can't talk to you
not physically, not the wrong complexion, physically. Maybe it's another complexion.
All right. You can't do co. You born that way.
All right, Junior, a little more. 1-876-804-7072. Everybody, like the video for me right now. Give the video a thumbs up. Click the thumbs up on this video for me right now. We have over 1,300 devices on the program right now. Almost 1,400. Click the thumbs up for us right now so that YouTube can push this further. Go ahead, caller.
Good evening, Mr. Bell, and good evening, Ralston.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
yeah, man,
you guys are so happy. Chang start to travel, and I told you guys, and I told them again, they trade themselves with TC and people.
Sell we out.
Why they could not say. And you know, no, don't call it sell out. If you are in their situation and man say, boy, I lock you up, I'll make you 10,000 people and free you. What you do?
Don't
take, you know, that sentence to get in.
Don't put yourself in that situation.
See Chang, all of a sudden I'm mingled with Hegseth now round table. And last month he was a wanted man. So you see what going. The man, so that's why he cannot show any paper about the TCL person. That's why he see me come out and say, oh, we got to talk to the American government first. We can't say nothing. Who in Jamaica right now? Jamaica is now become 51 state of America. You don't see the IC.
When was the last time we had military partnership with the U.S. rally?
Long time we never have
Long
that kind
time
of
ago.
arrangement. Yeah, man.
Long time.
But we are now into that
Okay.
again.
I guess from Seattle.
Yeah.
I guess that one was from
Yeah,
Seattle
from
days.
the 80s. Yeah, man, 80s, yeah.
Yeah. And you see what going on right now. So we are now 51 states. So plus if we find oil again, whoa, Trump gonna drink some oil, bro. That's what I'm telling you, bro.
All right,
Trump
brother.
gonna drink some oil.
Irrefutable.
All right. Respect.
So take care.
1-876-804-7072. Hold on for me, caller. Raleigh, give us an update on Jamaica's debt.
Well, we're at about $2.5 trillion now.
In debt?
Yeah, man.
And where's the GDP now?
GDP is programmed at 3.58 trillion this fiscal year. But remember that rather than increasing, we're declining right now.
That's why I'm asking you, where is our GDP?
Yeah, man.
Not
in
what
terms of real GDP, we're
Yes.
down from 2 trillion to 1.65 trillion.
And declining, aren't we?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That metal fall from 2 trillion to 1.65.
So we're declining while the debt is growing. So what is the real debt to GDP now?
Well, something that we need to explain. The debt to GDP is measured on nominal GDP rather than real GDP. Economic growth is measured.
So that the debt to GDP has been measured on the 3 trillion.
Yeah, man, 3.58 trillion.
Oh. And because that is programmed, that is not really moving like the real debt.
Right, correct.
Like the real GDP, sorry.
Yeah, man, correct.
But then, Raleigh, we short paid on the debt 2 months in a row.
Yeah.
How do we look going into the third? We short paid on in when? May and in June?
I did so in June, yeah.
How does July look?
The short payments are getting bigger and bigger. Well, we haven't seen any numbers yet. We're waiting on those numbers. But the fact that the economy continues to decline tells us that there will be no significant improvement.
And we're losing jobs in our BPO sector.
Yeah, man, and other sectors too. Yeah, man.
Tourism is declining.
Yeah, man.
Remittance is declining.
Mm-hmm.
How does this recession look, Raleigh? And we still don't hear the government talk anything about the recession. We need to put, Raleigh, we need to put out a statement, demanding the government to admit or deny whether Jamaica is in a recession and how steep is this recession.
Mm-hmm.
So we're calling on the government of Jamaica right now to come to the people and either admit or deny that the country is in a recession. And if we are in a recession, how steep is this recession? And from the government standpoint, how long you expect this recession to last?
And given the Prime Minister's statement, what is it that they are going to do about it? Since him say a government can't grow the economy, nowhere themselves. So we move from, what is he going to do about it?
Yes. If the government can't grow the economy, they should not be the government. Hold on, caller. I have to drop this again. If a government can't grow the economy, lick it again. Drop it.
Growth, 0.1%. What? When is that ever growth? That's within the margin of error. Government has a duty to maintain fiscal discipline, but at the same time to stimulate growth. And if the government can't do that, it's not worth it. It shouldn't be the government. We shouldn't elect them. But for those of you who are comfortable in just absorbing what is being said, what? When is that ever growth? That's within the margin of error. Government has a duty to maintain fiscal discipline, but at the same time to stimulate growth. And if the government can't do that, it's not worth its salt, and it shouldn't be the government. We shouldn't elect them. But for
Raleigh.
All right. So you're the question I want to ask the PM now. You're in recession and you don't have no fiscal discipline because the primary surplus, which is the major anchor of fiscal discipline, is below budget. The fiscal deficit, which is another anchor of fiscal discipline, is 32 billion when it should have been less than $20 billion. So overspending, you're spending more than you're collecting, but at the same time, you can't pay the debt. So how him square that and you're not growing? This is a mix-up.
But Raleigh, they have cut infrastructures. They have cut the capital spending
by 4 billion, and then you go around and mash up the existing capital.
Oh, what a plot!
Remember, their own capital budget is running behind, particularly in housing. And then when the people try to build some house for themselves, even if you say you have a get rid of them and evict them, you mash down the place. Every time you mash down a house, you mash down the country's capital.
Instead of you assist them to move off of the people.
Precisely. Yeah.
Build something, make them even use the same material. You bulldoze it, run excavator over it. Can't use back.
Yep.
Let's take this call.
Yep.
Caller, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Bell, and good evening, Ralston.
Good evening.
Welcome, ma'am. Go ahead.
I don't even know where to start, because I'm wondering if Andrew Holness take the people in Jamaica for fools.
Of course.
Yeah, man.
Is he growing the economy?
You're wondering that? That's for sure.
Boy, I'm telling you, that man make me so sick every time I hear what me mouth. Is Andrew Holness growing the economy? There are two things I know you must be, in what qualifies you to be a JLP MP. You have to be a pathological liar and you have to be a thief. Look, Clover, what's her name? Tova is telling the Jamaican people that she didn't know anything and Andrew Holness about what was going to happen in Trelawney.
Yeah.
And I want to say one thing, Mr. Bell. Mark Golden gave the Jamaican people options, especially them poor people. They will love them gut. I'm going to say it as raw.
They had options.
You know what's wrong with us? We love we got too much, and one night dinner of $5,000 and promises will take care of everything. I'm not saying that I'm not sorry for them, because nobody's supposed to undergo this, but let them feel it to understand that they need to vote wisely. Stop selling their votes and stop allowing politicians to be liars and accept all these lies and then put themselves in a situation where they want the world now to be sorry for them. It's a bad situation and it can't be worse, but we learn from our mistake. Elections bring consequences. The government you choose bring consequences. And what they need to do now is to go back to the drawing board and understand that no matter how much money they get next time, because Andrew's time to pulling the rug from under our feet. And when we wake up to the reality, be so surprised that all of this was happening right before our very eyes. Andrew is a criminal, he's a conniving, sneaking rat, and he's bringing Jamaica down to the gutter. And you see the private sector, let them continue to support the nastiness. Let them continue.
All right, caller. Raleigh, down in Trelawney, the people sacrifice, spend their money, build up their houses. Yes, it was built on private land. But we are sure that there could have been a better way.
Yeah,
we just spoke with Dennis Meadows a while ago, and he told us that Dr. Chang came down here over the weekend and told the people that they must go back where they come from.
Oh.
What is going to happen, Raleigh?
Well, I mean, we don't know how them people are going to start again. We don't know how them people are start again.
It is going to cost the taxpayers of Jamaica to assist them, because government must assist them.
Precisely. And then in terms of the legal part of it now, it is also going to cost the taxpayers. The thing about abducting the man them 3 o'clock in the morning and all of those things. If they have proper legal representation, then it is going to cost us some money.
Because you know that a lawyer has filed. Hold on, let me make a hear it. Because the lawsuit file, they did some filing today. Two clips. Listen this.
Lawyers representing People's National Party candidate Paul Buchanan have filed a constitutional motion before the Supreme Court challenging the election victory of Prime
That's
Minister Dr.
Paul
Andrew
Buchanan. But let's
Mr.
go.
Buchanan's first
Hold
challenge
on.
sufficient to justify overturning the result. Dr. Holness won the seat.
Hold on.
Won the seat. 950.
I want.
The outcome came from polling stations at Seward and Infant
I want to
School.
go to the Trelawney thing.
Their constitutional rights during the controversial demolition exercise last Tuesday. The lawsuit was filed today by attorney-at-law Donovan Collins. In the suit, Mr. Collins is accusing the state of violating the constitutional rights when a large contingent of police and military personnel burst into the community and arrested more than 24 men ahead of the demolition exercise. Mr. Collins is asking the court to declare that the men were taken from their homes and illegally detained in violation of their constitutional rights. Mr. Collins is seeking damages for breaches of their constitutional rights, damages for false imprisonment, and damages for assault, among other damages. Human rights group Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, has also accused the police of breaching the rights of the residents who were detained without cause. The police say the men were detained for questioning before being released. More than 20 homes were demolished in Cooper's Pen while the men were detained, which has sparked public outrage.
That is going to be another cost to the taxpayers of Jamaica Rally.
The taxpayers, yeah.
And whatever assistance government is going to give to these people to
It's
build
another
back
cost.
is another cost to the taxpayers of Jamaica in a time
And
when
then
the country is in a recession.
And there's the emotional, social, and psychological cost which no money can compensate for.
What does something like this do to the children of that community?
Traumatize them and get them against the state as long as they need.
Ed boy.
Good evening, Brother Colin and Professor Raleigh. Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
You know, Colin, all I have to say.
Hold on, Ed boy. Where's the Raleigh?
For Ed boy chicken, go back to the Prime Minister's thing about fiscal discipline and growth. Right now, we are in a steep recession, and the amount of money that was needed to service the debt April to June was $31 billion. We only paid $17 billion. In terms of the fiscal deficit, that measures the difference between what the government collects and what it spends. Although the government underspent by $20 billion, the fiscal deficit was supposed to only be $14 billion. It was $24 billion.
So we're losing the entire fiscal discipline, even though we are relaxed.
No discipline and no growth. This is a man attack, my this brother.
Hold on.
I want them to listen to himself.
Project. Oh, we're going to have growth. 0.1%. What? What? When is that ever growth? That's within the margin of error. Government has a duty to maintain fiscal discipline, but at the same time to stimulate growth. And if the government can't do that, it's not worth its salt, and it shouldn't be the government. We shouldn't elect them. 0.1%. What? What? When is that ever growth? That's within the margin of error. Government has a duty to maintain fiscal discipline, but at the same time to stimulate growth. And if the government, that's within the margin of error. Government has a duty to maintain fiscal discipline, but at the same time to stimulate growth. And if the government can't do that, it's not worth its salt, and it shouldn't be the government. We should margin of error. Okay. Government has a duty to maintain fiscal discipline, but at the same time to stimulate growth. And if the government can't do that, it's not worth its salt, and it shouldn't be the government.
Ease out, Andrew. You shouldn't be the government. By your
own definition.
You shouldn't be government. And we are calling on you, Andrew, to step down. Call new elections. Step aside. You can't manage, brother. Ed boy, where you say?
Good evening again, family. You know the thing that is funny? I told you the other day, that I don't think that this man is okay in his upstairs. Yeah?
Well,
and I'm not going to come with it.
Well, him said that.
This is my.
Him said that when in that look power, when it's power hungry, when in thirsty. Yeah, man.
Yes, man. And I remember it was said during the same time when him say him can't sit in a parliament with somebody accused of building for poor people.
Yes, because him brought down poor people building.
But I want to say, Colin, over the weekend, I was listening to somebody I grew up on listening. That is Burning Spear.
Yes.
And Burning Spear has a song that says, Marcus Garvey word come to pass.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Marcus Garvey word has come to
Marcus
pass.
Garvey
Can't have no
words come to. Yes.
Yeah? The people hungry. But let
Yeah.
me say this. In all of this, we need to ask the question, right? Because I'm not even looking at the land. We're dealing with economics now. So I want to ask the question. Has the Prime Minister realized that the Middle East has descended into a major proxy war? That the war has expanded.
You know, your chum say if Oman getting away, I'm going to bomb Oman.
But here the mistake that he's making, and this is why I tell you they're going to create a World War III. Because if he attacks Oman, which is the peace broker in all of the deal, he will have to take up all of his military bases out of the Middle East, which by the way have been all decimated. But the connection I want to make is that what is happening on the Abdel Mandeb Strait on the Yemeni side. Right, is that the Yemenis have actually been so effective at blocking Saudi ships from moving. That's 7% of the world's oil, right? And the strait is 20. What is going to happen within the next couple of weeks going into the winter when oil, normally the price goes up during the winter time?
Yes, yes.
What is going to happen for us in Jamaica who have refused to go to Venezuela, refused to sit down with them and beg like what we are, some beggars, because we've destroyed the relationship with them? We are going to have a serious crisis in terms of fuel in Jamaica very soon, you know.
Head boy.
We're heading to a fuel. Colin and Professor Raleigh, there's a new thing that's happening in the world now. Every national security ministry is saying energy is national security.
Yes.
Yes. We're the only ones not having the discourse.
But it has always been, you know.
Absolutely.
That's more acute now.
Yes. Yes. It gets more acute.
Yeah, man.
But you know, with this final point, Colin, I was looking at the lands, and what I want to say that seriously, the people now need to look at the Trelawney example, and there's some facts that have been missing. In 2016, the families, the 100 families that sought refuge from the court, that saw the caveat being placed on the land in 2012. It's not the same families now who are claiming claims to the land. I want to make that clear to some people so they hear me. 2016, when Victor Wright won that seat, after replacing Patrick Atkinson, right? When Victor won, what did they do? The dislocation of Horace Chang's people from Montego Bay. I am going to call names. There was a dislocation of some people after the Tivoli incursion, right? And then Montego Bay 2 in 2016 had been very hot. Every minute you look, there was something happening around that time. The same Horace Chang was who walked up and down with Tova in 2020, campaigned with her leading up to 2020, right? And what did they do? They moved in people and the same land they claim was illegal for them to be there.
Hold on, you never hear Dennis Meadows said Chang tell the people himself to go back where they come from. He must have known what he's talking. He must know where I talk about when he tell them go back where they come from. No, you bring the thing together. You just bring the thing together now, head boy. You brought it together.
Let me help you. In 2019, I was going to Falmouth Cruise before dog up on the road a man in time. I said, me saddle up my clothes, me take vehicle, and me reach a Falmouth a morning before the ship come in. I know quite a lot of those people living on that land. Not meaning I know everybody, but they especially the ones who are craft vendors, right? Because there are a lot of craft vendors living over there. And the dispute had been going from 2019, that I remember very good. Tova and Horace Chang came down into Trelawney and met with the very same people and told them, don't worry, you are going to get the land because the 9 acres has already been earmarked for you. That is what he told them in a public meeting. In fact,
Colin, I'm going to try to find the young lady who used to work with me and see if I could set up an interview on Saturday for her to come and tell you who tell them to build them house, who gave her the material, and who said to her, when you come up here to live, don't worry. Just make sure you vote for Tova. Who was Tova's campaign manager 2020? Horace Chang. They did what is called gerrymandering. They brought in people, put them in Duncan's division, and that is where they won the election from.
Oh, this will be
I have
a revelation.
I have no more to say, my brother. There, I'll get you. I'll get it. We'll talk privately so the young lady could tell the entire country how she came to the property.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Raleigh, you hear
All the
that?
best, my brother. All the best, Raleigh.
Yeah, man.
Blessings.
All right, blessings.
You hear that, Raleigh?
Yeah, man.
And that's why Dennis Meadows told us a while ago, you know, that Chang came there over the weekend and told the people they must go back where they come from.
Okay.
No, Ed boy, just make it make sense. It just makes sense. Box fire blade. Hey, boy. We have a call. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We have the top financial analyst anywhere on media with us this evening.
Wagwan Ralston. Wagwan.
Yeah, man, we're there, brother. Blessings.
Yeah, man, I'm there, I'm again. Colin, me get, somebody to me, right? One of my family members who work in the justice system, right?
Yeah.
Mantico Bay, right? Him say him talk to one of the bailiff and him say a big money the bailiff them get to go up the Colin.
Big money?
Big money they get to go up there. He say man come back and smile, Colin. Say look like say a big money man them get Colin to go up there.
You heard Dennis Meadows a while ago?
Huh?
You hear what Dennis Meadows told us a while ago? The demolition stopped because of a kindness he did for one of the chief bailiff, you know. The man said, me I gonna make you look good this morning and stop the demolition for you.
But Colin, me don't know if I true or false. But me I say it, right? Last night me I listened to Ishmael, right?
Yeah.
And the caller call him. And them I say one of the son with a fight the property dead. And a person call and said, let me tell you this, young man. I'm not dead, okay? Now the news running say I'm dead, I'm not dead. And we're fighting for our property. We're still fighting, and I'm still fighting for my life. And just to let you know, we're still fighting, and I can't say nothing much until my lawyer give us the okay to come out and speak.
So you're saying that that's supposed to be one of the sons?
One of the sons. He said only one of them died. He said one of them have died.
Oh.
But he said all of them is living, but really they're living elsewhere. And he said he can't talk nothing until him talk to his lawyer. But he said the news have him say them dead. Him dead. He said I'm not dead.
Okay.
And Ishmael tell him say he want to do an interview with him whenever time is right. He said, yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever time is right, I'm gonna come and do an interview. But I will think of the people, and I'm so sorry for what they have done to the people who was on the land. He said the people on the land were fighting as well for their father's land as well.
Okay.
So and you leave it right there.
Okay, sir. All right.
Yeah, man. But don't say I heard Colin, just go
Give
on.
thanks.
Colin, me know you got Colin, you got Westmoreland, right? The other day, right? In the Melissa, right?
Yeah, man. We go Westmoreland, we go Hanover, we go St. Elizabeth, we go St. James.
Right.
Yeah, man.
All right, Colin, you know a border there where them tell you fish them, right?
Yes, man. White House.
You know, if you go back, all right. You know, if you go back from this, so Colin, where bush them on the seaside, so everything are cleared down right now.
Everything are tear down.
Everything are tear and clean down. From White House Hotel come down to Farm District. This so again are cleared down. What I see from the cleared down, Colin.
Oh, so the
land grabbing, Colin is real.
Yeah, man, we know the land grabbing real. We know it real. But until the people of Jamaica open their eyes and realize that there are a few people who are about creating empires for themselves, then the people them are going to be in this dungeon for a long time.
And I can't understand, Colin, how people can really sit down and let the man tell them he don't know nothing about demolition, and he's a dictator. Everything under the man office calling, everybody have to go through him. No member of parliament can't do nothing. Everything have to go through him, Colin.
All right, party.
And Colin, if you listen to how we talk about the pitting them, we're down there, in Vice have no remorse, Colin. But I leave it there.
Blessings, my brother. Blessings. Raleigh, are you aware that most of the schools that were damaged in Hurricane Melissa will not be ready for September morning?
Yeah, we hear the minister herself and we hear the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association. Yeah, man. The minister herself conceded that.
Oh, yes. I see something in the chat room and it just remind me that I make a major announcement that Boston Beach will be closed on Saturday, August 22 for a staff event. So on the 22nd, that Saturday coming, Boston Beach will not be open to the public. It will be closed for a staff event. It reopens on Sunday, August 23rd. The management and staff of Boston Beach apologizes for any inconvenience that necessary closure may cause. Go ahead, caller.
Yes. Good night. Good evening, Raleigh. Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Good evening, sir.
Right. We noticed, you remember the girl also then we licked down over Portmore, over Bernard Lodge the side so.
Yes.
It looks like the same crane. When I look on the crane, we're going to Trelawney, go look down the same crane.
It look like the same excavator.
At the same, just take a look. Because normally, and I feel, that's why I know that's Andrew on his work.
Raleigh,
because of the
55
same
men.
He was right.
Hold on, caller.
He was right on spot.
55 men in 2 coasters left from Kingston go down there go work, you know.
So that's a well-coordinated thing, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. A town, the man them will go down there go work with the bailiff. A town then come from, you know. 55 of them go down on 2 coasters.
Andrew only work that. But let me ask you a question. Those people who get demolished, that division, more of have an idea, was it PNP or JLP? Because, you know, even though the member of parliament win, there are certain division which a PNP could get a higher number. I mean, if you understand
I didn't remember to ask Dennis Meadows, you know, even though I was told today that the councillor is a PNP councillor, but I should have cleared that with Dennis Meadows. Let me just look at something and tell you who they said is the councillor. I think this should be right, but
it could be.
Garth Wilkinson. My information is that Garth Wilkinson is the councillor who is a PNP councillor. Not sure.
It could be calculated, because you know when Andrew wants them do things, most of the time, them calculate, you know.
Yeah, man, them start campaign for the next election from now on and put things in place, you know. As so like Ed Boy said that they brought in people from different areas, put them in the area for vote so as to win the constituency. And that's one of the things that the GLP used over the last couple of elections, the focus that they have on winning the necessary amount of seat. Yeah, man. They are focused.
Well, it was a sad thing to do, you know. When I think it right. Whether them a PNP or GLP.
I am sure there's PNP there and there's GLP there. Because now when that Jamaica with pure PNP or pure GLP live.
Yeah, man. Right. Because even if PNP win the division, there must be some GLP within the space. Must.
Yeah, man.
It usually happens.
Yes, man.
It usually.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, thanks for the opportunity.
Blessings, my brother.
Respect.
Raleigh, we see the economy failing. And we see the head of NARA gone to school. When do we really expect to see any kind of reconstruction starting in a serious way?
No, no, start until next year, man. Remember, say we're there August are going to September right now.
Right.
So you know, see nothing happen. Yep. So starting release is the second quarter GDP on September 30. We're there August now. Nothing happen right now. And when we look at what is happening, that is one of the reasons that we say we need a sure-footed and experienced governor. The price of the American crude oil, West Texas Intermediate cushion, closed at $85 per barrel today. The British oil closed at $90 and change per barrel. It is now costing the U.S. government some 5.31% per annum to borrow for 30 years. That's the highest rate since 2007. Gold is trading up on expectations of higher interest rates. So the international environment, every central bank, so it's not only the security ministers see oil and energy as a national security risk. Every central banker see oil as an inflation risk. So every central bank now talking about higher interest rates. So when you look now and see the jump in inflation in Jamaica to 7.5% before all of those things take hold, you can see the danger that the economy is in right now. The team with public sector workers going to get more antsy when them see that inflation come out at 7.5% per annum. So we need a very experienced and sure-footed central bank governor at this particular point in time because the problems are mounting internationally. Yeah.
But when do we expect to see any movements in production in Jamaica?
Well, we can't say because we're not hearing from the administration about any movements in production.
And there's no plan, there's no production plan.
Not that I know of. Everything is just led to the whims and fancies of the private sector, and the private sector are saying inflation is accelerating, interest rates remain high and could go higher. Yeah,
but
that means it will be costing the government more to borrow. So we'll put our money in high interest yielding Government of Jamaica Security and Bank of Jamaica Security.
But Ralston, when I said to people in our one-on-one discussion that the Andrew Holness-led administration is totally responsible for the high inflation that we are seeing right now, and they are saying to me, Shaka, you're mad. It is geopolitics, the war down there in the Middle East that is causing it. And I say to them, rubbish. It is Andrew Holness's fault why we have this high inflation. Am I wrong, Raleigh?
Well, I'd say, how I'd put it that the geopolitics have a role to play, and they have made the country more vulnerable by removing the hedge in terms of...
Then Raleigh, if we had maintained the edge, and by now we should be insuring every barrel of oil that we were buying. Because remember when Peter Phillips started out, we did insure all of the oil at once because the edge, there was no money in it. And Peter Phillips, Peter Phillips had to forward some money from the Council Fund tonight because we just started the $7 a litre. And we continue that. By the time of this war, we will be covering every barrel of oil. Our inflation wouldn't be running away if we had oil at $67 a barrel. It is solely Andrew Holness and his administration fault.
Well, I'd say we would have a bigger cushion against the international situation.
Of course. We would have an insurance. And the man then take with money and not insure. They are robbers and thieves.
That's correct.
It is like to I and I that are foreign. And I left my car give a rally. And every year I send my money for insure my car and insure my car. And when my car turn over, me no insurance.
Yeah, man.
Madness.
Yeah, man.
Anything you want to...
Man. The current finance minister was a key part of that decision too.
Yes. Fieval Williams. Them say we never need no edge. Nigel Clark. Them say we no need no edge. And I tell Darrell Vaz, you're out there running like you are the information minister, are waiting on the Auditor General because by the end of September, we should get the report on the free bus that you paid $1.4 billion for. I was looking at it today. The Auditor General said between July and September, she will release our findings because the amount of money that we have squandered on this island rally, over $100 billion overpaying the debt.
Yeah, man.
Not building out the country's infrastructure.
Infrastructure, making us more vulnerable to the ravages of Hurricane Melissa, and then the money for Melissa remain unspent, and then the economy into a deep recession. Inflation is accelerating. Public sector workers, all workers, but the public sector workers, their purchasing power is declining, and you're offering them a rate that is below the rate of which inflation was running. So the agreement signed by the Concert last week never took into consideration the 7.5% inflation that we're talking about now. So
they never know.
Are further behind.
They never know.
No, but we don't tell them from long time so that has happened.
Did we see an increase in gas prices at the pump last week?
Yeah.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, man, and that is going to continue right now because the 60-day ceasefire between Iran and the US over, you know.
Yes.
And the Donald is telling the man to put up the white flag, and the man must say, mad, you mad, that never work. Yeah, and then he knows him a bomb Oman for cooperating with Iran.
Yeah,
and
then Oman getting out the way, more bomb them SHIT.
And then he said no coordination again with South Korea because South Korea too friendly with China. So a whole lot of stuff taking place right now. Yeah. So we need people who understand international economics and geopolitics to navigate the country through.
By now, Rally, we need to hear from the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance and all what is happening in Jamaica. How the hell we in this problem and they are so silent?
Because they don't know what to say to the country. They don't understand what is happening internationally. They don't have nobody who can break it down to them. So they don't know what. So them things say silence is just going to make the problem go away. The problem is not going to go away. It is going to get worse.
What is going to happen to food security, Rally?
Right. That's all of those things. Yes. Because right now we're only talking about the oil situation in terms of the Middle East. The oil situation in terms of Europe is deteriorating because Ukraine and Russia destroying each other's oil facilities.
Oh, yes.
Similarly, the price of grain is going up because Ukraine and Russia destroying each other's grain facilities. So some people only watching the Middle East, but also watching what is happening in Europe, and it has serious implications both for oil and for food. That war is intensifying too.
Fire all
so
boat, Rally.
It's on all fronts.
Fire all boat.
All boat. Yep.
Fire all boat.
Yep.
My brother.
Yep. So you don't need a private to run the place. So you need some experienced generals, major generals to run the thing now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
We'll talk tomorrow evening, brother. Stay
all right,
safe.
Blessings. Yeah,
blessings.
Man. Cool. Yeah, man. All right.
That was Ralston Hyman, the top financial analyst anywhere on media. You hear him every day over here on Portland Spice TV. The most credible discussion on governance anywhere in Jamaica takes place right here on Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, subscribe, like, and share the channel. Give us a thumbs up every time you come on. That's all we ask for, that you like the channel and share it. Make more people come on and make YouTube push it. This has been the Colin Bell Show for yet another Monday. Remember, as I said a while ago, Boston Beach will be closed to the public on Saturday, the 22nd of August, for one day only. We reopen Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, August 23rd. We'll be closed on Saturday for a staff event. Then on Sunday, we're ready again, opening every day. Boston Beach is open every day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Admission $500. Bring your friends, your family, bring your food and your drinks. It's a public beach. We provide bathroom facility, shower facility, lifeguard, clean environment. You name it. Boston Beach. One world, one Boston Beach. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow evening right here at 5 p.m. sharp for another in the Colin Bell Show. Peace be with you, my people.
Tell them to try free we big up Portland Spice TV. Tell them to try and pray. We go Portland Spice TV. Remember to subscribe. See, Portland Spice TV. Louis Culture say it once, so I say it again. Portland Spice TV. We are going to hold them